One of the biggest mistakes when it comes to the golf swing is stalling the body. But you are not alone. Too many golfers struggle with this needlessly. And I'm going to show you just how simple it is when you understand the release, what to feel, and how to practice it. You're going to transform your golf game. One of the reasons why I'm sharing this with you is because recently a student came into town, and I'm not picking on him, but the challenges he had in his swing are way too common. And it tends to happen to either beginners or golfers as we get a little bit more experienced, not just in golf, but in life. And the body doesn't move as well as it used to, as well as we want. And one of the things that you can see that he's doing here was stalling the body. Now, Phil, after just 2 days of being in town, working on his swing, playing lesson, helping with a few things, he went to a competition and won the damn thing. So the thing I'm going to give you to focus on today isn't just something that's going to elicit long-term change. It's going to give you some results pretty damn quickly, I wager. What he was doing in his swing was pretty much stalling the lower body. As he stalled the lower body, the right side would sort of move through and he would end up flipping his hands like so. And he was frustrated with the lack of distance he was able to get with his shots. He would end up with a sort of nice balanced finish on his golf swings, but there wasn't any real intention. There was no real oomph. He was just swinging through, which is something I advocate, but he forgot to apply some intention. And it all comes down to a release. It doesn't mean swinging faster. If you recognize any of those swing faults, then you really need to pay attention because it's way too common and we do get in our own way. The body starts stalling, so then our brain thinks we've got to try even harder, and then the hands work too hard or the body works too hard to try and muscle the golf shots. So it's not just about swinging softly, it's about getting prepared to what you're trying to do, which is deliver this club on the back of the ball with a positive intention, to strike the ball, to squeeze it out, and the results are profound. What I have on here is the Hack Motion Wrist Analyzer. We utilize this a little bit during our time together with Phil, but I'm using it today just to help visualize what I'm talking about. This device really kind of give him a light bulb moment to go, okay, I see it. Okay, so one of the main problems he was doing was as his body was slowing down, okay, the hands were coming through, but the body was sort of getting caught with it, and the right hand would do this and the arms would sort of buckle. And the more that would happen, the lower the ball flight would go, but then the more, okay, he would try and sort of help it back up in the air. That I was too extended. Was it the lack of speed? No, it was the fact that upon delivery, there is not enough energy being transferred from the club head into the ball at the moment that we need it. It was just sort of brushing through, trying to make it happen, trying to sort of force it happen. That's not productive. It takes more force, it takes more effort. And even there, I've got minus 17 extension. And what that means is this left hand is breaking down upon impact. So we're losing the energy here. We're sort of casting and losing the energy. And then the less energy that we can hit into the club head, into the ball and squeeze it into the ground, the less compression you're going to get, the less spin you're going to get, and where we get that nice sort of ball flight. It's just going to drift low and flat. So that's minus 8. And that ball flight went pretty low. But instead of trying to hit the ball higher, all I wanted him to do was release down more. By releasing down more, the ball ends up going higher and gets more energy delivered into it. And I'm going to show you how we did that in a second. But on a basic level, the harder you swing, and if you're not applying energy into the back of the ball, down and through, and releasing at the right time, you can swing to all high heaven as hard as you can, but if you don't have the right kind of release and energy, the distance I'm getting is nowhere near what it could be. What we did and what I want you to do to get this better release and realize you don't have to try anywhere near as hard as you think you do is just take your club with your lead arm only, all right? What we're doing, we're sort of bracing the upper arm here, because one of the big problems is when we stall the body, those arms kind of get disconnected. And we either see this kind of action when we have a little bit too much air, if you will, or the body sort of contorts and we flip through. So having this intention, this upper connection up here really helps. And we want that really with the trail arm, but forget that for a second. And what we were trying to focus on is an understanding that the intention, the release down and through is going to make life a lot easier. And the thing is, the strikes were so much better immediately just from little ditty shots. And that was it. We're trying to build the foundation here. Just tiny little shots that give us the release and the power we want. A hacked motion device is really a nifty one, and it's very easy to use. And what I love about it is it's not forcing you into any positions, it's giving you feedback, visual and audible. And from doing that, you change your feels and actual patterns and start seeing the results you want. Check it out below. Here's something, if you find it still a bit difficult because your arm's moving around a lot, just sort of hold your forearm here. Keep it not rammed into you, but fairly well connected still, but we're sort of supporting the arm, pinning it at the top, like so, and then we're just going to rehearse that action, okay? Notice where your sort of end point is here. Is your club head past your hands when you stop? Doesn't mean we never want to kind of get there with the driver, but if you're struggling with a flip, low ball flight, lack of distance, and your swing looks something like this, let's start there, okay? So you can practice tiny little dinky shots and get the strikes and swing foundation that you need. Thanks for watching a pretty simple lesson, and I hope you enjoyed it. Check out this next, because it's not only going to help you get a little bit more distance, it's going to really simplify the whole backswing, especially with the driver.